So the process begins with filing or the examination. Before that, even before filing, or drafting the application, the first, or we call it the pre-filing work. In that pre-filing work, we analyze whether we can get a patent or not. And that analysis is done based on the nonce test. That's why patentability criteria is important. If my invention is not patentable, I'll not file a patent because the process is costly, the process is time consuming. That's why this nonce test is important, and it is done at the pre-filing stage to check whether I can get a patent on or not. Once this is clear, I will draft my application and I'll file it at the patent office. This is called the filing stage. In this stage, I have two options. Either I can file a provisional application or I can file a complete application. Okay, if I file a provisional application, that is a kind of interim application, not a final application. So if I file a provisional application, within 12 months, I have to file a complete application. If I do not do that, my application will get abandoned. Okay, so filing step is complete when a complete application or a complete specification is filed. If you do not file a complete specification, your application will get abandoned. Once we file a complete specification, the process will move ahead. Okay, so I'll ask one question. What is the filing date of the patent application? Just give it a try. You can write answer as complete specification or provisional specification. Write something. Provisional, okay. Provisional. Complete, provisional, provisional, complete, provisional, complete, 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 complete. Okay, perfect. So filing date of the application is always the first application. Oh, this is the different answer before 31st March. This is not the answer. This cannot be the answer. So the answer is filing date is always the date on which I have made the first application, right? So if I have filed a provisional application on 24th Feb 2022, my filing date is 24th Feb 2022. If I filed a complete application without a provisional application on 24th Feb 2022, then the filing date is 24th Feb 2022. If I have filed a provisional application today and complete application after 1 month in March, then also my filing date would be of 24th February 2022. So it is always the date of filing is always the first filing date, and it never changes. Then next step comes the date of next step is the publication. When an application is published, it is available on the IP India website, and anyone can go and see the application. And if they want to oppose our application, they can oppose our application. So that's why publication is important. Then we have examination stage. So one thing here which is important is publication can happen automatically. For example, I have filed an application. Request for publication is not important, but then we'll have to enter into a 18 months cooling down period, and after 18 months our application will get published. If we want our application to get published early, we'll have to file a request for publication. If we file a request for a publication, our application will get published within 1 month. So that is about publication. Then in examination, it is absolutely mandatory to file a request for examination. If you do not file a request for examination, your application will not get examined. So for examination, request for examination is mandatory to file. Okay. Then during examination, what can happen is the examiner can tell me, Priggya, your application needs some amendment, or we can't grant you your application, or your application is not satisfying novelty, or your application is not satisfying inventive step. Then I'll have to give them a written documents with all my arguments saying why my application is satisfying the patentability criteria and all the aspects, and why should I be granted a patent. So this is about the written documents that happen. Even after the written document, if the examiner is not satisfied, the examiner will give us a hearing. And after attending that hearing, we'll have to give them a written response of the hearing as well. So after that, they can either abandon the application, or if they are satisfied, they can grant the application. So this is the kind of overview of the patent grant process.